Hey Athar. So
Hello, how are you?
hi, I am good. Thanks for asking. So when did the racing bug first hit you?
I
When
guess
when
the racing when I first got very addicted to racing, taking my first racing pill was when I was roughly 10 years old. I took interest when I was watching Formula One on the TV,
hmm,
and I was actually a lot younger. I was like eight and a half, nine. But when I went to the go-kart track, I didn't meet the height requirements to sit in one of the go-karts. So I had to wait a year to meet that height requirement. In that case, when I was around nine and a half, almost 10, but around there is when I first hopped into my go-kart and I went through a driver school
hmm,
for young kids such as me. And from there, I graduated the school and I just started practicing. And by the first time I got into my first season, that means my rookie league. And after so much of practice on the track and just putting laps, getting the experience, I won my first championship completely as a rookie. And when I graduated into the regular senior carts, I got I got first place as well in the championship just the next year. So then I realized I had that much of talent.
oh, that's nice. One thing that surprises me, like even as an 8 or 9 year old, you did not fit the height requirement for a go-kart. I thought you could start, in a go-kart at even at 5 years of age. So like what was the issue with that?
So for the carts for roughly 5 year olds, they're called cadet carts. And at our go-kart track, the first track I went to, it's only adult carts that are there, so it fits adults. So I didn't meet that height requirement. If I were to do cadets, that means I would have to go to another track and I'd have to pay a lot more for it, as well as almost get your own cart.
Hmm,
So it wasn't very much an option for us. So I just started
right.
with the mere basics.
Oh. And like throughout your karting career, like were finances ever an issue for you? Taking sponsorships or was that all funded in-house?
Of course, I had a little bit of sponsorship, a little bit of help. There's only so much racing can take you. Right now, we've been getting along pretty fine, but now since I'm going into Formula 3, both GB3 and US regionals, I'm looking for sponsorships as well as I'm building my team. So we're working very closely together and we'll sort it out.
Oh, nice. So basically, when you are a karter, I'm guessing, an adult makes the most impression on a child. So like, who was that one teacher for you who made an impression on you as a young karter?
So my teacher for the first time I went to karting, that same karting school, his name was Francois. He was a French man and he was very experienced in karting. He used to be a racer himself and do a lot of racing. He was a very old person, right? He gave me a lot of support. He taught me a lot of things. He is the one who instructed my driving school when I first started, and he was very impressed with me just winning championships, winning races, and he was just constantly teaching me more how to get faster. So I idolize him completely.
Oh, that's awesome. Tell me one thing. Like, has it always been Formula One for you, or does any other racing series also interest you? Because I've seen your record in endurance racing, and I think you have a lot of accolades in endurance racing. I have seen your video on YouTube where you do the start Le Mans style, and
Right.
you are the quickest person to get to a go kart. So I think you will also make a great career in endurance racing. So like does that ever come to your mind?
Well, I love racing in general. No matter what racing it is. When I was first a kid, I fell in love with Formula One, and that love that it just gets a special type of love, Formula One,
Right.
right? But I love other series like endurance series, GT series. But what I'm aiming for now is Formula One. Over there, I can when I'm a little bit higher, a little bit more experienced, and hopefully into Formula One, then I can think about whether I could do like 24 hours of Le Mans or do some GT racing on the side. It all depends. There's a lot of possibilities.
That's awesome. Like F1 is indeed the pinnacle of motorsports. So like
Exactly, yeah.
who was your F1 idol growing up, or was there no one in particular?
No, I had an F1 idol. I love Nicky Lauda a lot. I seriously respected him. Very old man. So he was just a very good racer, not and that's basically an understatement. He was extremely good at racing, and he had such a high mental fortitude even with after his accident. He just never gave up. He still had a rigid mindset. Not only that, he's also a race car engineer himself, which is so he knew how to set up a car. He felt a car. He knows exactly what's happening with the car, and I think that's just awesome. And I'm trying to follow in his footsteps as well. Not only be a good racer, but be a race car engineer as well, so I can understand the car and fix the car however I'd like.
Oh,
And that's why I also moved to Oxford in the UK, because race car engineering is most common over there.
right. So you would be, a bit like, let's say, Carlos Sainz. So, coming to
Mm.
that, like what percentage do you think, it is about talent and, technicality of Formula One? Because, as time has progressed, it is becoming more and more technical. You have to basically be an engineer inside the car. So like what is the balance between those two things?
Between engineering and racing.
And racing talent, yes.
Racing talent. There's no magic formula for it from my experience. Getting into Formula One, there's two paths, right? One is you have a lot of money, like quite a lot of money, and you buy towards the top, but you still have to be good at racing.
Right.
You can't buy yourself as a complete amateur. You still have to rack up the points and move across the team, right? And the second way is by someone picking you up, looking at your talent, looking at your craft, and looking how you do outside. Um, Depending on the team, what they are looking for, you can say, okay, I want someone who's not only good at racing, but can also bring something forward to the table, or like an added benefit of it, right? So they don't look for just you can be the fastest racer on track and we'll pick you up. It's more of the synergy. I won't put a special percentage on it, but I will say racing talent is still of utmost importance. But having that attitude outside, the kind of aura you have outside with the media to promote brands, to promote their team, that's everything about it.
Right. So like, when you're progressing through the ranks, like you just, you like, let's say, even if you have the talent and you are, looking to buy a seat or something of that sort, but when you are coming up in the junior categories, like how important is it to surround yourself with a good team? Like can money play a part? Because I have heard, the richer you are, the more influence you can have on in a team, even at the junior categories. So like, does it frustrate you at times, that it could be a downside or anything of that sort? Does it turn you off from Formula One?
Not at all. If I have a set mind goal at Formula One, and no matter the steps I take or whatever inconveniences I have, that's still not going to be a problem. I'm just going to keep my head up and keep going forward. I don't really think that because they were given a silver spoon full of money means I'm very dejected, disappointed, and I don't have anything against them either. I'm just here to bring myself into Formula One. I'm not here to just try scorning myself, seeing that they have a lot more money than me. If I have a way, I can find a way. That's my ideology.
Ah, that's awesome. Like that will help you in going places. So, you know, tell us about your season ahead. You know, what are the things that you are looking forward to? What is your schedule for the season ahead? How many races you are taking part in?
Hmm. Sure. My 2022 year is going to be quite eventful. Because of COVID, a lot of things were pushed forward. So, so I think this 2022 year is going to be great for me as a racer. For when I go back to UK in a few days, I'm going to first rack up my simulator points at Ardent Motorsport. As you know, I'm a young driver for Ardent Motorsports. I'm in their driving academy.
Right,
So, and I'm also going to be doing a track day with them. They've invited me to test one of their cars uh at one of their tracks. So I'll be able to do that as well. And in terms of championships, I'm planning to do somewhere like GB3 and do a few races over there, get very competitive with it. And on top of that, when I come back to the US, I'll be doing Formula 3 regionals, so entire championship. So that's my schedule laid out for just the next few months. Then the remaining few months after that, it just has to be planned as we go.
so, like, you know, it sounds like you have a very busy schedule ahead. So, you know,
Hmm.
from our side at Essentially Sports, we would, you know, just wish you the best of luck for the season ahead.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that is, thanks a lot.